Welcome, everyone, to Dead Talk Live. I'm your host, Viz, and I want to welcome all of our viewers from around the world. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hope you could spend the next hour with us. It was Inauguration Day here in the United States, and I don't know how many of you have been receiving uh, a more than usual amount of spam in your email, and it has been all about the revolution is coming. Grab your guns. Make sure you have ammunition. January 20th is doomsday. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And of course, all these emails started right after the riot that happened in front of the Capitol, inside the Capitol, several weeks ago. It was so annoying. Nothing was going to happen. I live very close to DC, and DC is locked down uh, tighter than Fort Knox. So I knew nothing was going to happen. It was going to be an uneventful day. It was a great day. Democracy in action in America. The out with the old president, the in with the new president. And I found it funny that with a few strokes of the pen, the new president undid a lot of what the old president did. That's how America works. That's how democracy works. Welcome to Mia from the Philippines. Philip is with us on Facebook. Welcome to Lindsay Sparks. We have our moderators with us. Cece Wheezy is with us. Singer Chick, of course. And Khaleesi is joining us. On the Instagram side, Marie is moderating. Welcome to Alejandro. Welcome to Mobile. Uh, Let's see. And now says, I love the scenes from the NOTLD in the intro. Oh, such a classic. I love that intro I put together. It really came together nicely. And I'm glad that some of you guys like it as well. So, anyway, like I was saying, Inauguration Day in America. Nothing bad happened. Everyone can relax. The world is going to proceed as it has been. There's a lot of work to be done. Yeah, the United States is in crisis. The world is in crisis. We're living through a pandemic. Our whole lives have been flipped upside down. So nothing is going to change in a day. Nothing is going to change in a week or a month or even a year. We all got to be patient. We all got to stick together and ride this thing through. But it will, better days are coming. I know they are, and we all got to have faith. So I'm going to get off my little speech pedestal and, get to what you guys came here to watch, which is some horror entertainment news and video clips. And we get to discuss our favorite entertainment genre. So welcome to all you guys again from around the world. If you're joining me for the first time, and this is your first time to our show, if you want more information about our show, please visit our website at deadtalklive.com. You can find our featured recent episodes, our guest lists, and everything else in regards to this show. Also, please visit our newly formed news site, which is Dead Talk News. You can get all the latest headlines, guest summary reviews on our interviews, uh, daily topics, news, and everything related to horror. So, Singer Chick writes horror. Viz, that's what we've been watching for 4 years. Yeah, yeah. Singer Chick writes, I'm going to love when we get to the end of the 4 years and everyone sees that we're still here and we didn't go to hell. I love the lines that say, not my president. It's been going on for forever. Whenever somebody gets elected that you did not vote for. Americans are very stubborn, and I'm an American, and I feel very freely to discuss this. I'm stubborn, and when someone who gets elected that we did not vote for, immediately throughout social media, because now everyone has a voice that can be shared around the world. All the, not my president memes come up. Not my president. Well, I got news for you folks. The whole not my president. The only way If you did not vote for Joe Biden and you are a Trump supporter, uh, the only way that Joe Biden, if you're an American citizen living in America, is not your president, and please listen to this, this is very important. The only way that Joe Biden is not your president is for you to go to another country of your choosing, wherever you want to go, and renounce your United States citizenship. Then officially, Joe Biden will not be your president anymore. So, for all of you guys out there who are not Biden supporters, listen, I'm not the biggest Biden fan in the world. I've realized a long time ago that elections are about choosing the lesser of two evils. That's what elections are. You get a choice of either A or B. And trust me, A or B, they're not perfect. Nowhere close. Okay? Elections are about choosing the lesser of two evils. And in 2016, I did not vote for Donald Trump. I was upset Donald Trump got elected. I did not see that coming. It was a gut punch for me just because that was saying for throughout the campaign, there is no way in hell that people are going to elect Donald Trump as president of the United States. But then after it happened and the weeks that followed, I did a lot of self-analysis and I realized that a lot of people did not know Donald Trump or did not grow up watching Donald Trump on TV like I did. And he was able to take the divide that was already in American culture, and you got to give him credit for this. I'm sorry, I got to give credit where credit is due. He took that divide that was already in America that started with it started well before Obama, but it really got amplified in 2008 when Obama got elected. And he just used that and cracked it wide open to get elected. Brilliant strategy. He knew he was not going to get elected the traditional route if he went the traditional way of being a candidate. It wasn't going to work for him. It's not in him. He's a narcissist. He can't do it anyways. So he's like, screw it. I'm going to take this hate that's in this country and I'm going to use it in my favor. And I'm going to get myself elected to be president of the United States. And it absolutely worked. It worked. He got elected president of the United States. And you want to talk about somebody that was absolutely shocked. I was shocked on election day in 2016. And in the analysis that I did in the weeks following, that's the only conclusion I could come to as to why people voted this person in. But hey, I accepted it. Donald Trump was my president. Whether I liked him, didn't like him, whether I agreed with him, whether I didn't agree with him, he was my president. I accepted it. And I went on about my life for 4 years. And I knew that, the 4 years would pass and we would get another opportunity. So I waited. I didn't go out there. I didn't protest. It is your right to protest peacefully in the United States. That's what free speech is all about. I am all for the First Amendment, for free speech. Anyone who wants to go out there and protest peacefully, you have my absolute blessing. It's those that don't do it peacefully that need to be locked up. You have some really radicals out there who are scary. There are people that will believe the biggest lies with no proof whatsoever, and that scares me because, and this relates directly to the horror shows that we talk about on this show, people together are very dangerous. I love a line from Men in Black where Tommy Lee Jones says, "A person is smart, people are dumb." When you get a group of people together and they start whispering theories and rumors, and then they start to believe it, that's dangerous, okay? But anyway, Gypsy Road is with us. Gypsy, this is a topic right up your alleyway, you know? You know what, Gypsy? Let me open up the phone lines. I want to talk to you today. Gypsy, give me a call. Can you do that, Gypsy? Are you able to give me a call? I'm opening up Skype right now. I normally have it open before the show starts. But give me a call, Gypsy. Let's talk about Inauguration Day today. All right? Let's talk about democracy in action today. He says, give me a minute. All right, we'll give you a minute. We'll wait for your phone call. But anyway, the inauguration went smooth. Joe Biden is the new president. Kamala Harris made history today as the first female vice president of color and Asian descent. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to Joe Biden. America has spoken. America has spoken in a very loud way. The White House is now in the Democrats' hands. The Senate is in Democratic control. And the House of Representatives is controlled by the Democrats. So if that's not a repudiation over the last 4 years of what people are not willing to tolerate, then just look at who controls the White House and who controls Congress. The Democrats control all the chambers except for the judiciary in the Supreme Court, because they don't get elected. They get picked by presidents. And Donald Trump, unfortunately, during his time in office, got to pick 3 justices, conservative justices, and now we have a very conservative court. But, for me, politics and the court don't come into play that often, because as we've seen Donald Trump go to these people. Oh, we got Gypsy calling. Hello, Gypsy, is that you? Matt, what do you think about this beautiful inauguration day we had today? Oh, whoa, hold on, dude. I forgot to turn the system sound on. Sorry, there you go. Okay, now they can hear you. Go on, man. What'd you think of our beautiful inauguration day today?
What's weird is I never watched it like we did in the past. It was just like so odd, because it's like you had to watch it because you're expecting something to happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even remember what was George Bush's like. Obama's was like. My wife and I were just walking the dog, and she was like, "Did Trump have musicians play at his?"
It was just a formality in the past, just like Congress certifying the vote. I was up at 4 a.m. in the morning on January 7th, early in the morning, making sure that the certification went through and nobody threw some more shenanigans in there.
Yeah, I think one of the awesome things, what they did was, J-Lo was good. They're all good. But you actually had Garth Brooks do Amazing Grace. And what was cool about that was, because when you think of country, I'm not saying all country is Republicans, but usually when you think of country, you think of Republican side, and to see him, because I think he has voted Republican in the past, but to show that he's above that, it's the time to heal. Because I'm sure he's taking a lot of heat, but that takes a lot of guts.
Absolutely.
To do something like that. So,
absolutely. And that's great. And that's
awesome.
such a great thing that, and it was even mentioned that the people that were performing, like you said, J-Lo was there, Garth Brooks was there, Lady Gaga sang the national anthem. It represented a variety. Yet not all people in the entertainment industry are liberals. Okay? No, there are a lot of conservatives out there. And I liked how all people from all different aspects came in to contribute to the inauguration that could not have the hundreds of thousands of people in the audience because of COVID, because of the attack on the Capitol several weeks ago. I mean, Gypsy, you know, I live just down the road from DC. And just like I told
Yeah,
our guest, DC has been locked down tighter than Fort Knox
yeah.
for several days now.
I used to live in Frederick, Maryland. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
30 minutes away from Washington D.C. My brother, who does my show with me, he actually worked at the Smithsonian Museum in
yeah.
D.C.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, what is your take? I don't know if you heard me say this in the beginning. Over the last, well, since the Capitol riots, I've been getting a whole bunch of junk mail in my inbox about all these fanaticals telling me I need to arm myself, I need to buy ammunition. January 20th is going to be Revolution Day. I'm like, you guys are so full of shit.
No,
You guys are
no,
so
no.
full of shit.
It's cowards talking. It's like the old saying that people are in the. You remember back in the day where people used to they're not a man to your face, but they're a man on a phone. They're a man on an email. They're a man in a basement. But
Yeah.
out front, they're nothing but cowards. And I talk down about these people. I've been talking down about these people because that's not how you make change. What you're doing is, if you're representing a community, which I'm not saying anybody actually is, but when you're representing a community, all you're doing is making your community look like garbage. And
Yeah.
any statement that you're trying to make in the future, maybe important or not, nobody's ever going to take you seriously because of all this garbage that you talk about and all the crap that you've done.
Exactly.
So you're embarrassing everybody else. And what happens to guys like us? Like you and I, we do YouTube channels, but if you say the wrong thing, our video could get taken down, and it's because of these idiots saying this. And now everybody's looking at YouTube's Instagram harder than ever.
Exactly.
And we did nothing wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and they're putting everybody in this little box that if you make any kind of statements, hell, they don't have the time to go through them all and say, okay, this is fine or this is not okay. So they're shutting us all down. And I don't like to talk politics, but today I'm making an exception. Today was Inauguration Day. Today a new president, the 46th president of the United States, came into office. And that's a big deal. It's a big deal here in the United States. It's a big deal around the world. And what I find amazing, somebody at a Trump rally was asked this question, and I saw this news clip on CNN, I believe. He was asked, what would you do if you unequivocally found out that everything that Trump has been telling you about the election is a lie? And this man, to his credit, honestly said, I would be so heartbroken, I would never vote again. So that's how much these people believe. That's how much these people believe. And we cannot discard the fact that close to 80 million Americans voted for Trump to have a second term.
And this was weird. Listen, there's always a tiny bit of cheating going somewhere. There's always somebody who voted for somebody who died. That happens. It happens on both sides of the party.
Dude, that's been going on since the ancient Greeks when they started democracy. There's always these little inconsistencies.
When he won the first time and he lost a popularity vote, there was no crying about certain states that they're lying and cheating. But now, of course, this time he lost. Then here comes the crying. It's just so weird. Like Bob said, it's like we're living in a comic book in the last 4 years. It was. Do
you remember Gypsy?
Dude, it was great drama TV. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely.
But I agree with you. We don't really talk a lot of politics, and we talked a little bit today. And I said, hey, in 4 years or maybe 8 years, we're going to be going through this again. That's just the cycle of the presidents. You got both sides are going to be unhappy. But for 8 years now, Biden doesn't get a free pass. If he does a great job, he'll get reelected. If he doesn't, then someone else is going to come
they're
in.
already started with him saying, he's already starting to be picked apart. That is the job of the media. That is the job of a free press. They're there to pick you apart. They're there to question your moves. And it doesn't matter if it's Trump. It doesn't matter if it's Obama or Biden or a Bush. They're there to rip you apart. They're there to find inconsistencies because guess what? That's their job. Now, do you remember 4 years ago after the vote was called for Trump that the Republicans shouted, death cries because Hillary waited till the morning to concede? And now we have a president that lost the popular vote, lost the Electoral College vote by a lot, and he has never conceded. Sorry, did I say succeed? I mean concede. He has never conceded. And
remember Gore? Now Gore.
Oh God!
Remember Gore? Technically, he won the popularity, but of course lost the electoral. But it had to go to the courts of Florida, and even after the courts didn't decide. The courts had to delay it, where it was already too late when they had to already count an electoral. He didn't cry. He didn't complain.
No.
He said, the courts made their decision, and he called Bush up and said, "Congratulations." That's how you do it. That's how you leave being a winner.
Yeah, and I'm glad, even though I know there's political motivation behind Pence actually being at the inauguration. I think we might see Pence run for president in the future. And he knew if he did not go to the inauguration today, that would be used against him in any kind of future run. And besides, Pence, you got to give the guy credit. He's the one who's been running this country for the last couple of months.
Oh, dude, I feel so bad for him because he's still the vice president. You still have to follow your boss. Mm-hmm. But knowing your boss is crazy, but keeping a straight face. And the most horrible, like you're talking about, your show today, what was the title of What Scares Us?
Knowing what scares us?
During his thing, people were running into the White House saying, "Where is Pence?" To keep going, that's amazing. And I don't know if you saw this, when a president leaves, the present president walks you down to your car.
Yeah.
They had to do that with the vice president. That's never been done before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pence and her did a great job.
Yeah. But Trump, this morning, he took Air Force One. I'm like, you know what? You better get on that plane and get to Florida without any delays because come noon, that's not your plane anymore, buddy.
And you know what? And none of this is about what party we belong to, because somebody goes, "Well, Eric, you're probably just a liberal." Like, guys, I voted for George Bush's son both times. I vote for who I feel is the better person. I don't belong to a party, but he had to go. This country needed a better direction because you just didn't know what direction they were taking us to.
So for the last 4 years, we have had a man that took the crack that was already in American society, and now we have a gaping hole. I mean, in your opinion, what the hell is it going to take? First of all, unity, 100%, that's never realistic. But what is it going to take to undo the damage that's been done in the last 4 years?
Now, see, that's a great, deep question. The number one thing for everybody is always going to be, at the end of the day, is going to be about your family, about your kids and your family, and put food on the table. It's always going to be about the money and the jobs. To get this country straight, stimulus is nice. Getting a stimulus here and there that might help you get a dinner, but what the country got to do is somehow work together and create jobs, because a man or a woman, once you can't put food on your table for your family, that's when things break down. That's got to come
Exactly.
back. It's
Exactly.
got to come back. The jobs is the key. It really
Hmm.
is the key because, like I said, if you can't put food on your table, you don't feel like you're a man. Or a woman can't put food on the table for her kids, she's not going to feel like a woman.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
and
it's job creation.
exactly. And with this whole COVID thing going on, and people who thought it was a lie, and then they had loved ones, husband, wives, parents die on them, and then they got upset. It's not a lie, and they realized the truth. Uh,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
get this. I just
so
heard this today. I said on my show that I had a friend and his whole family had COVID. Today, I just found out that my same friend actually was tested positive again,
wow.
and that's
Yeah.
and that's supposed to be rare.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have the answers to if you get it and you get through it, can you get it again? We have no idea.
And
My
apparently,
brother
my
got
friend
it.
did.
My brother got it,
Oh
and he
wow!
didn't know he got it. And it wasn't till months later, he was sick for 2 weeks, never got tested. And then, like a month ago, he went in and they decided to do the antibody test on him, which says it shows if you had it or not. And he came up positive that he had it. Uh, and now we're hearing that just because you had this virus doesn't mean that you can't get it again.
No,
And that's scary.
and and then 2 weeks ago, I was getting sick. I was feeling sick, tired, like everything you read it what it does. I thought I was feeling that, so I went down, took a test. My wife took a test, and we tested negative.
Good, good. I
You know,
mean,
I
yeah,
mean, what I'm saying, like you're saying, but we felt that we had some kind of flu, but like you're saying, but the opposite for your brother, he had no symptoms and he tested positive. You
yeah,
just don't know.
yeah.
You
And
just don't know.
at the end of the day, when it comes to the government, okay, if people under, if you're citizens, this is local, federal, state government, from the president down to local mayors, okay? If the people, if your constituents are happy, if their lives are, if they feel like they're getting a fair shot, if they are happy, if they are able to work, if they are able to support themselves, then you're good. You're doing a good job. But if the
Yes.
majority of people are unhappy, they cannot get a job, they cannot put food on the table, they're dying because of a raging pandemic that the president of the United States gave up on many, many months ago, saying, you know what, there's nothing I can do. He threw his hands up in the air and gave up. That's what he did. He
Yeah. And
literally
well,
threw his hands up and said, you know what, just, it'll pass. It'll pass.
well,
Just,
it's because remember he came out of the hospital like all magically cured.
yeah,
But the difference between him and us is they have the best medicine for the president. They got the
trust me.
best
Yeah,
medicine.
yeah.
We
He
don't,
got
right?
some
We
experimental
don't.
treatment.
You and I cannot walk into a regular clinic place
No,
that our insurance covers, and we're gonna
no,
walk out like with magical pills like he does. And
no.
I think because I don't want to say anything bad about him, but he's always lived with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Oh,
And why
yeah.
is that a difference?
Yeah.
Because when he fails, like say he failed at the beginning, all this bankruptcy, he always had his dad to bail him out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because he could fail. Guys like us, we sometimes in life we only have one shot
Yeah.
to do a business. If we fail, we're out.
We're out. We're done.
And he never really learned what failure is because if his company failed, dad bailed him out. He opens another company. He opens another company. We don't have that shot. So if we fail, it affects us. And I don't think he's ever learned that.
Yeah, and you know what really surprises me is like the blatant stuff that he says, like when he was running in 2016, I will release my taxes when my audit is done. 4 years came, passed, never seen those taxes. I never thought we would.
But I don't understand why. And listen, I don't even care if he never paid taxes. He could have came out and said, well, I just play by the rules that the government put forward. I took
Yeah.
advantage of the rules, by the rules. And he could say, well, if you and I could do taxes where we never had to pay nothing and keep everything,
Of course we
would.
would do it.
We would.
Of course.
And there's no reason to hide that. Most Americans are like, well, he is right because we would be doing that too.
Yeah, I mean, if
Get
the
it done.
problem is in the legal loopholes and you're using legal loopholes, more power to you.
Yeah.
More power to
Hey,
you, man.
every time we do our taxes, we're looking for some kind of a gray area loophole that we can get
Exactly.
around with. That's nature.
Yeah, but he never really. Anyway, the point is that all the stuff that he said, and then contradicts himself later on. It's amazing to me how his supporters completely look the other way on that. They just the Trump supporters that I respect are the ones that, you know what, I liked his policies. I may not agree with him, you may not agree with him, but if you liked his policies, let's put all the BS that came out of his mouth for 4 years aside for a second. If you actually liked the policies that he enacted, through all the noise, if you can find any that he did that you actually liked, then go ahead and vote for him. But don't be like these mob rioters out there who are not even willing. I had a viewer, Gypsy, who was an absolute fan of my show. At the end of every show, would leave a comment. And then the day of the Capitol riots, I made a very diplomatic statement, neither pro-Democrat nor pro-Republican, just denouncing the violence, okay? And because of that statement, this supporter of mine says, oh no, I cannot support any anti-Trump people. So you need to do your research, which is what they love to say. We need to do our research. So I said, bye. Okay. And the very next day or the day afterwards, I find all these tweets from the Walking Dead stars who denounced in a lot more derogatory language than I used what happened in the Capitol. And I pointed them out on my show, and I asked my viewers this question. I'm like, gee, I wonder this person who's also a huge Walking Dead fan, if now that she knows that the majority of the cast and crew are against Trump, if she's now going to stop watching The Walking Dead. I mean, that's a hell of a way to live, to totally
I
cut
know.
off anyone and everyone that might have a different point of view than yours.
No, exactly. You did the right thing. You did the right
Yeah,
thing. Listen, I probably lost about 1,000, 2,000 subscribers, and now I've gained more trolls than ever because I denounce groups that I used to talk to at one time, but
yeah,
I got so sick and tired of these groups keep
yeah,
on bashing people if they decide to wear masks. And I'm like, dude, people have the right to choose what they want to choose. You have no right to call
exactly.
people morons or not if they want to wear a mask or not. And once I said that, like you said, they turn around like, well, what are you? You're getting paid by the government. What? I'm getting paid by the
Why?
government
What does
now
it
for saying
hurt
that? Are you
them?
serious?
I mean,
And you
if
know,
they
funny
don't
thing
want to
is,
wear a mask, don't. Why does it
but
make? Why does it bug the crap out of them when they see
you know
other
why?
people wearing them?
You know
Why?
why? Because it's all show for them. I'm serious. I'm serious. When the pandemic happened, you saw a lot of people switch their point of view. Their show that the principal show changed. You know, now everybody became conspiracy theorists. And if you
Yeah,
say anything
yeah.
against them, now, and I'm being called, if you're a shell, you're getting paid now by the government. Like, really? Well, I haven't got my check yet. It's just funny, and I don't care. Be it gone, because I don't. You and I don't need garbage like that.
No.
We both represent having open minds, having fun. And I told people, there's people in my chat that that like Trump, and I tell people in my chat, listen, I don't care if you're a Biden, a Trump guy
Yeah,
or
me
not.
too.
As long as you behave yourself here, I don't care what your part. It's like I don't pick up people's religion if
Yeah,
they're
you know
religious or
what?
not.
It's respect. I'll respect your opinion if you respect mine.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to agree. Not everybody in the world agrees with everyone else. But to say that the other person is completely wrong and for you to focus all your time and energy on trying to change their mind, that's moronic. Anyway, Gypsy, this has been a great talk. I'll be on
It's
your
fun.
show this Friday. Looking forward to it, to stopping by. Congratulations on the 10,000 subscribers. That is truly awesome, man, and I'm very proud of you. No one deserves it more than you do. And I think it's just freaking awesome that you
No,
surpassed.
I appreciate that. You and
Yep,
I were both under 10,000.
yeah,
We didn't care how many subscribers that we have, and you and I both stuck to our guns. We kept our show the way we wanted, and I think we're better for it. We're better people for
exactly,
it.
exactly.
And I hope
And
you liked it. I hope you didn't mind the thumbnail that I created. Which I
no,
got.
no, I love it. Gypsy made a thumbnail for his show that I'm going to be on Friday, and it's awesome. So go by Gypsy Road's YouTube channel to check it out. I'll be coming in. I don't know exactly what time, but I'll
No,
be there sometime between the 2 hours to pop in and say hello.
doesn't matter.
So, yep.
One
So I
minute, two
will,
minutes.
absolutely. So I will see you this Friday. All right, man?
All right, man. I had a great time talking to you today. So, all right. Hey, everybody in the chat, best show on YouTube, open community. I love you all, and I'll be listening to you from the chat.
Yeah, awesome. And same thing for Gypsy Roads. Check out his channel, Gypsy Road. See you on Friday, man.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye bye. All right, so there you guys have it. That's why I love talking to Gypsy, because he is very similar to me. He will tell you the way he sees it. So, anyway, let's get on to some news before the time runs out on us today. We do actually have news, so we're going to have to go through them abbreviated style. The 10 best movie actors, 10 best movie actors, and I think a word is missing there, and what they did after The Walking Dead. With 10 seasons under its belt, The Walking Dead has said goodbye to dozens of characters over the years. For many actors who have left the show, the post apocalyptic drama has acted as an important stepping stone in their careers, leading to many great roles, successful movies, and recognition in the busy realm of Hollywood. For those actors, the following films really were the best projects to come out of their time on the show. From dark and violent horror comedies to Oscar-nominated biopics, exciting action thrillers to incredibly popular superhero flicks. And I'm sure they're talking about Denai Guerrera as, in Black Panther. Duh. And in the Marvel Cinema Universe. Each of the following films are as clever and entertaining as they are brilliantly acted. Though it can sometimes be difficult to see an actor in a role removed from the one we're most familiar with, these actors are all such consummate professionals that they act without any hint of the Walking Dead character fans most associate with them, starring in some truly amazing films along the way. With that in mind, from the mind-bending social satires to epic war dramas, here are the 10 best movies Walking Dead actors did after leaving the show. All right. Hostiles. That's Scott Wilson. Scott Wilson, best known for Herschel in The Walking Dead. Despite initial animosity between him and Rick, Herschel soon became one of the group's most valuable members, and his wisdom and strength kept the group together. Wilson turned up in 2017's Hostiles as Cyrus Lound, the owner of a Cheyenne war chief Yellow Hawk's ancestral land. Though not in the film for too long, Wilson is a welcome presence in the revisionist Western, showing off his magnetic acting chops in a film bursting with talent and big names. And that's all to the late Scott Wilson. He was amazing. He was absolutely amazing. Burning, 2018, Stephen Yen, Glenn. Stephen Yen had one of the strongest post-Walking Dead careers, so much so that he is currently an Oscar contention for his performance in the drama Minari. He was always one of The Walking Dead's most popular stars, playing the tragic, moral Glenn Rhee so well that many fans still aren't over his season 7 death at the hands of Negan. And that's putting it lightly. They left and haven't come back yet. Let's see, number 8 on the list, The Wolf on Wall Street. The Wolf on Wall Street is so ingrained in our minds because of Leonardo DiCaprio's historical performance and the excessive nature of the themes and tones that it can be hard to remember just how many actors turn up during the film's 3-hour runtime. Outside of DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, Matthew McConaughey, Margot Robbie, and so many more, the deliciously over the top Scorsese dramedy, haven't heard that before. Dramedy also stars John Bernthal as Brad Bodnick, a member of Jordan Belfort's original group, who ends up in jail after a deal gone wrong with Hill's Donny Azoff. Bernthal gets a few memorable scenes to strut his stuff, showing off the same intensity and explosive acting style that made his 2-season stint as Shane Walsh such a Walking Dead fan favorite. The rest of the film is fast, hilarious, insanity front to back, boasting a stellar cast and some top-notch writing. It's really not hard to see why it's as popular as it is. All right, Mile 22. And I know a lot of you guys have never watched this. I have mentioned this movie several times. It stars Lauren Cohen, who of course is Maggie on The Walking Dead, alongside Mark Wahlberg. They play a secret covert group within the CIA. They're assassins, pretty much. And they do a lot of stuff that's, well, illegal, I guess is the correct term. Though Lauren Cohen has officially returned to The Walking Dead, Maggie Green was missing for nearly 2 seasons due to Cohen's commitment to her new short-lived action series, Whiskey Cavalier. During this short absence, she also starred in Peter Berg's genuinely amazing action flick Mile 22. And I think they have their timeline incorrect there. Mile 22 came out while Lauren was still on The Walking Dead. So I think she filmed Mile 22 simultaneously while she was also doing The Walking Dead. And she doesn't have a small role in the movie. She is one of the leading stars of Mile 22. The film follows intelligence officer James Silva, played by Mark Wahlberg, and his team as they race to get an important informant out of the country. Cohen co-stars as team member Alice Kerr, a hard-as-nails soldier and estranged mother trying to stay in touch with her daughter as her career threatens to push her over the edge. And what they don't mention is that she is as about foul-mouthed as they can get on the movie. And that's what makes her character in Mile 22 so great, because it's such a complete break from the character of Maggie Rhee that we all know her for on The Walking Dead. So next on the list is Driven, the awesome Michael Cudlitz, who, by the way, is about to star and appear on February 11th, is the premiere of Clarice, which is the story about Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lambs, taking place a year after the movie Silence of the Lambs. Cudlitz plays a VICAP officer working with the FBI uh, behavioral analysis unit. And Michael Cudlitz is going to be back on this show as a guest to promote Clarice before the show premieres or shortly after. We haven't gotten a date down yet, but Michael Cudlitz will be back on this show to talk about Clarice. We're all very excited about that. After his traumatizing death at the hands of Negan, Abraham Ford's light was snuffed from The Walking Dead far too early. Michael Cudlitz, however, never strayed too far from the show and has served as a director on the recent seasons and for an episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. He actually did more than just one episode of The World Beyond in directing. Outside of the director's chair, Cudlitz has starred in a couple of decent movies, the best of which is his most recent project, Driven. An ensemble led comedy, Cudlitz stars opposite Jason Sudeikis, Lee Pace, Erin Moriarty, Judy Greer, and more as Morgan Hetrick, a crass drug dealer being monitored by the FBI. And he sort of has right there the Abraham mustache there with the sideburns. So let's see. Number 5 on the list is Black Klansman. Though he was only around 5 episodes during season 6 and 7, Corey Hawkins made quite an impression on The Walking Dead, so much so the thought of Heath's returning to the franchise in the upcoming Rick Grimes movies has caused quite a buzz in the fandom. And I'm really hoping that we do get to see him in the movies. Having been out of the show since mid 2016, Hawkins has one of the most impressive CVs of the entire cast. He played Dr. Dre. He did great as Dr. Dre in 2015, Straight Outta Compton. Had a major role in Michael Bay's recent action flick. Recent action flick called Six Underground, and is set to play a lead role in Lin Manuel Miranda's movie musical In the Heights. And what they don't mention here is that he was the star in the one season only reboot of the classic show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. Huge hit, lasted so many seasons. They tried rebooting it without Jack Bauer and put him as the leading star. It did not go over so well, but he did do great as the lead character. It's just that 24 without Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland, is not 24. And that's my opinion as to why 24 Legacy did not succeed. It's just not the same without Jack Bauer. All right, number 4, Dragged Across Concrete, Laurie Holden. That's right, Andrea, directed by S. Craig Zahler, the mastermind being the genre-bending actions Bone Tomahawk and Brawl in a Cell Block 99. Dragged action concrete works with an all-star cast and enough violence and destruction to make it just as crazy and exciting as Zahler's previous projects. Andrea actress Laurie Holden, missing from the show since her maddening season 3 death, stars alongside Vince Vaughn, Mel Gibson, Don Johnson, and Jennifer Carpenter as the multiple sclerosis suffering wife of crooked cop Brett Ridgerman, played by Mel Gibson. Laurie Holden is a great actress. I know that, her character on The Walking Dead was not very popular, but Laurie Holden herself, she played the character that they gave her to play on The Walking Dead. It has nothing to do with the actress's abilities. Laurie Holden is an amazing actress. It's just that the writers of The Walking Dead just really did not do a good job with Andrea. If they were going to kill her off after 3 seasons and go that far astray from the comic books to where in the comic books she becomes Rick Grimes' main partner after Laurie dies, why even put her on the show? I think it's just something must have happened in that writer's room that we will never find out about. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy, Michael Rooker, Merle from The Walking Dead. It wouldn't be too far to say that Michael Rooker is one of The Walking Dead's most successful movie stars. He is. Having already had a startling career before taking the role of Daryl's impulsive brother Merle, but it wasn't until the Marvel Cinema Universe came knocking at the actor was launched fully into the mainstream. Cast as Yondu, a bandit and leader of the infamous Ravager clan, Rooker turns in the Guardians of the Galaxy in an instantly iconic role. Not only is he the father figure to protagonist Star Lloyd, Chris Pratt, he's also one of the film's most complex and intriguing characters with a killer weapon of choice to boot. Sammy on Facebook writes, Guardians of the Galaxy is a good movie. It is. All the Marvel movies are great. I wish I could say the same for the DC movies, but all of the Marvel Cinema Universe movies are fantastic. Let's see. Number 2, Fury. Again, John Bernthal, Shane Walsh. What an amazing actor. John Bernthal strikes again, this time starring alongside Brad Pitt, Logan Lerman, and Michael Pena in Agent Ayer's masterful war drama Fury. And this is a great-ass movie. The film follows a U.S. tank crew during the Second World War as they fight their way through the final days of the Western Allied invasion of Nazi Germany. Bernthal stars as Grady Kunas Travis, a rough but loyal soldier, somewhat desensitized by a war that seemingly has no end in sight. He is merely a supporting player to Brad Pitt's Commander War Daddy and Logan Lerman's Norman Machine Ellison, but he matches their intensity and explosive acting style with every scene. And this is not a horror movie. This is a historical movie, not based on facts about this particular tank crew. It's just a movie that's based during World War II, but it's a great, great film. And I highly recommend you guys watch it if you have not done so. Number 1 on the list is Steven Yeun's 2017 Mayhem, the best film to come from the Walking Dead cast since their show departure has to go to Joe Lynch's brilliant action comedy horror Mayhem. Steven Yeun stars as Derek Cho, a lawyer obsessed with climbing the corporate ladder who is caught in the midst of a deadly virus that unleashes a great amount of violence and terror in his law firm. As the building is overrun with chaos, Derek tries everything in his power to get to his big bosses and beg for his job back. Incredibly smart, often hilariously violent, and fantastically acted from Yeun and co-stars Samara Weaving and Stephen Brand, Mayhem is both aptly named and an absolute joy to watch. As an added bonus, the film also sports a memorable supporting turn from Dallas Roberts, who plays Marnette in The Walking Dead's 3rd season. Mayhem is fun, criminally overlooked, and a must-watch for anyone after a bit of madcap fun. So there you guys have it. The top 10 list movies of that actors who were on The Walking Dead and what they went on to do after their time on the show came to an end. I do apologize, we're not going to have enough time to do more headlines and get to our topic. Was not expecting the first half of the show to go the way it did. I just felt compelled to talk about it, you know? I felt compelled. It's a big day in the United States, it's a big day around the world. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, watching, and hearing me. Thank you so much to Gypsy Road. You can check out his YouTube channel called Gypsy Road. He is a good friend of mine. I will be on his show this coming Friday. He has a 2-hour show. I won't be there for the full 2 hours, but I will pop in. He's doing a show to thank all his fans for surpassing 10,000 subscribers. And like I said, no one deserves it more than he does. He's really true to what he says on the screen, and I highly recommend you guys check out his channel. Don't forget to check out our website, deadtalklive.com, and also please visit our brand new news outlet called Dead Talk News. You will see me advertising articles throughout our entire social media. Uh, you know, I've been reading articles forever now, but doing this show and watching and reading these articles that are either A, poorly written, have nothing to do with the headline, really inspired me to go out and start my own website and dedicate it to horror entertainment news with no fluff, just the news. So check it out, deadtalknews.com, and of course our main site, deadtalklive.com. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, which is the 5 networks that this show simultaneously streams to. You guys are awesome. I'll be back on the air again tomorrow. Stay safe. And until tomorrow, guys, remember, always stay walking.